Hi everyone, welcome to the first lesson video of DLE channel. I would like first to apologize for any background noises that you might hear. I suppose that if you are watching this video, it means that either you are required to make a project about this topic, or that you are a student of economics and you find English difficult, or that you want to expand your skills or even your knowledge, since you certainly will be needing English for both educational and professional purposes. I hope that by the end of this video your desires and needs will be fulfilled. One additional point is that I will be going through this video generally, but you feel free to pause it if you want. Let us get started. As you might read and see here, the topic that we're going to discuss in the video is the theoretical aspects of English for economics. We will begin by giving a general introduction and definition to both what is English from a general point of view and English for economics. Now, as you might be aware of, English is a global language. It is a lingua franca, not only because it is spoken by many people, to be more precise, 350 million individuals around the globe use it as their primary language and 50 million as a secondary language, but also because it enables different people from different cultures, countries, and even continents to communicate efficiently. It is employed in economy, political transactions, and business. Now, it can be used for many purposes, as we said before, educational and professional purposes, which is known under the abbreviation of English for Specific Purposes, ESP. This means that we can teach English either to university students or workers, with emphasis on the specific vocabulary, abilities, and need to be required. In this case, English for economy can be used and taught to reach many purposes, such as selling, marketing, trade, communicating in business environments, and many more. Three famous researchers, Tira Nur Fitria, Christopher M.C. Carmack, and Daniel Brooker, said, first, Tira Nur Fitria. She said that business English is one of the examples of English for specific purposes, ESP. Keep this in mind. In the case of business English, it is largely used in international trade by many whose primary spoken or written language in English. In a globally connected world, business English is becoming increasingly important as more and more companies need their staff to be multilingual language. Now, this confirms what we have previously said, that many organizations expect a certain level of English ability from their workers. Christopher, on the other hand, said that there is a link between English and economics. How? He said that there is a direct relationship between English skills of a certain population and the economic performance of the country. The more English proficiency, the more the rise in per capita income, which means that the government give more and more money to invest in English training and therefore create a huge development. This is a virtuous cycle. Everyone benefits from this. He also said that English had and still has a major effect on economics. It is shown in many research papers that one of the research papers was done by Daniel Brooker. English is also often cited as part of the 21st century skill set, which means that everyone needs to learn English, needs to manipulate and master English, and they must have for participation in the global knowledge economy. This is particularly relevant to developing countries which regard English as the key. This is a keyword to a higher value knowledge-based economic activities which can accelerate progress up the value chain. This brings up to the idea that Christopher said. Now we will be moving on to the discourse features of English for economics. But first, what do we mean by feature? What do we mean by discourse? In your opinion, a feature is simply a characteristic, whereas discourse, on the other hand, it is a type of discursive activity that can occur between an agent and a client. This action, this activity, can be either A. Vocal. B. Written. It has two forms. The discourse of English for economics is regarded as a theory of translation. What do we mean by this? This means that translation activity is a process in which the translator forms intercultural and interlingual discourse. It covers all genres of economic texts. And most of them are commercial documents, correspondences, and scientific articles. The presence of these extra-linguistic features, which we'll be talking about later on, and the features of economic texts, characterize those economic discourses. Now, the 3 points here that you see in the image, I will be summarizing them in a few words, but if you want to, you can pause and read with details. Now, what do we mean by extra-linguistic discourse features? It means that the participants of the discourse play an important role. The economic texts are characterized, the features, like I said, by a variety of styles and genres, and those texts are presented as scientific articles, for example, reports, which we'll be talking about in the next video that will be posted, so stay tuned. And going back to the point, this is also characterized by professional significance and terminology. This means that there is a certain terminology, certain terms to be employed in English for economics. So, to conclude all of this, discourse of English for the economy are rich in terminology, various genres and styles as an object of translation activity. So, as you can see here, all of the previously mentioned points are linked together. These kind of activities help to develop the business and economy. Now, moving on to the linguistic features of English for economics. I know some of you, seeing this title, might be thinking and questioning, what does linguistics has to do in this topic of discussion? Stay focused, okay? A linguistic feature, as its name suggested, is commonly known in the field of linguistics. Okay? It is any feature, trait, or characteristic that is used to classify a phoneme or a word. The basic features of any language are phonology, morphology, semantics, syntax, grammar, lexic, and graphology. This is according to human language, of course. I think these terms are known from everyone. And like any other language, like French, Arabic, Chinese, Korean, English language has its own features that change and develop throughout time. Like we said in this course feature, terminology. These features are related to how words are pronounced, how they are organized, structured, and what words are used. Now, if you remember, we mentioned this in the introduction. We said that ESP, English for specific purposes, if you have forgotten, refers to teaching English to university students or those who are already employed workers with emphasis on a specific vocabulary. Even though we have English for technology, sciences, medicine, tourism, we will only focus on English for economics and its linguistic features. Now, economics is a field with its own unique language, with its own unique vocabularies, right? Its own specialized English is known under ECONEE. This last one is a type of English used in business reports, economic books and articles, and economical documents. Either, like we said before, occupational, professional, or educational purposes. The linguistic features differ from English in other fields. In fact, the linguistic features of economics has good logic and precise reasoning. This is what makes it distinguish itself from the other types. The type of writing is often formal in tone and style. Its purpose is not the creativity quality of language, rather it strives for logic. It aims for logic, coherence, and meaning correctness. As a result, it contains distinct grammatical characteristics that distinguish it from classical English and other styles. At various aspects of language, there are several notable linguistic traits. The next section discusses these characteristics of English for economics at various levels. For example, the language we use in theaters. English language for theaters. Is it the same, in your opinion, with English that we use for economics? Of course it is not. Theater is more related to emotions, thus we use different English for economics. It is more logical, right? Now, moving on, as we said, to the characteristics of English for economics at various levels. Grammatical features. There's phonology. It is the same with general English, but some changes might occur in the way words are pronounced. Morphological feature, semantical feature, graphological feature, which includes punctuation, paragraphing, and spacing. If you want to read the details, feel free to do so, but personally, I will be moving on to the other features. Lexical features. I would like to clarify a point here. Orthographic features are not the same with lexical features, as people tend to mix them up together. Orthographic features are the rules to follow to write correctly any given language. For example, names are capitalized, whereas lexical features, which comes from the lexis, are more about the vocabulary of a language. For example, the use of long and big words that are more accurate, the use of specific nominal words that makes the economical document more logical, coherent, and formal. In this case, in English for economics, more nominal words are used than verbs or even adjectives. Moving on to the other features, syntactic. By syntactic, we mean syntax. We mean the arranging of phrases and words in a language to make well-formed and comprehensible sentences. In English for economics, there is the use of declarative and informative sentences, simple and short sentences, passive voice, and prepositional phrases that are frequently used since they make the sentences more organized, coherent, and understood easily by everyone, even the ones that are out of the economical field. In this section, not only are we going to talk about the text and genres that we use in English for economics, but also the main teaching methods. Teaching English for specific purposes knows no specific method. Ironic, isn't it? Since many different methods can be used. However, in order to design an ESP course, there needs to be a specific structure followed. This part shows the different methods and steps followed for the purpose of satisfying the learning needs of Master 1 students of economic, which is our sample. It is regarded as the best because the students already chose a specialized area in their studies. The students are asked to learn both during the year of the study, and the first branch of economics, which is macroeconomics, deals with analyzing individuals in specific companies, and the other branch of economics, microeconomics, deals with analyzing the behavior of a country and how it impacts the economy. Now, the main teaching methods conducted in class with Master 1 students of economic for effective learning are mainly 1. Content-focused methods. They allow students to develop content-based language skills. In this method, the practitioners tend to choose carefully the content that suits the students' needs and objectives. The learner-focused method. In these methods, the students are required to be as active as possible. In order to learn a specific skill, any student must be active and directly involved in the learning process. The students of Master 1 Economics are required to do professional representations, read articles and books in their field of study. The third method is interactive methods. In these methods, the teachers stand only as a guide. The student must learn how to work in groups, do group discussions, and work together to fulfill their needs and acquire new information and knowledge. Now, what is the purpose of teaching English for Master 1 students? The teaching of English for Master 1 students in economics is for them to be able to acquire professional communication skills, develop writing skills, understanding key microeconomic and microeconomic concepts by exposing students to a new set of vocabulary through reading, listening, and speaking. For a practitioner to run an effective course in which he helps students to achieve the objectives mentioned above, he must follow some structured steps. First, he needs to make a need analysis, which means that he's going to analyze the student's needs. For example, what English do they learn? Why do they need it? What skills are required to learn? What types of activities and tasks do they need? What text do they need? And analyze the context in which language will be used. Then he's going to make a syllabus. The needs analysis paves the way to design a syllabus. Then he's going to make a course design. After designing a specific syllabus, a series of teaching and learning experiences will take place. Then he's going to choose the materials, the appropriate materials to use for teaching. These can include visual aids, audio aids, technology. Then he's going to provide students with tasks and activities, give students time to answer, focus on the process of making the students learn and get to know the answer and to the task and not the product itself. It means that the task answers, they should know how to achieve them. Then he's going to include fun activities in the teaching process. He's going to make the assessments, assess the students at the end of every course or at the beginning, as he wants, in order for him to know if the students achieved their needs, their goals set at the beginning. If not, he's going to choose another method. Here is an example if you want to understand even better. I will let you read and even pause the video. As mentioned before, there are some activities and tasks that need to be done by a student of economy in the classroom in order for them to enhance their skills and improve them. These skills are professional communication skills, writing skills, asking and answering skills, and understanding economic concepts. It exists a set of different and purposeful activities done by economic students to fulfill the aim of improving these last ones. Each activity is dedicated to enhancing one of them. The first skill is professional communication skill. To obtain and enhance this last one, students of economics do the following tasks: organizing group discussions, organizing debates, analyzing presidential speeches on economics, role-playing. The second skill is the writing skill. In order to obtain and improve this last one, students need to do the following: role-play, analyze presidential speeches on economics, CV writing, writing commentaries on different graphs. The third skill is understanding economic concepts. Both listening and reading can improve this skill. The activities that include these two aspects are listening to presidential speeches about economics, reading about economical topics, as reading on recent financial regulation USA and Europe, or reading written presidential speeches. The fourth and last main skill is asking and answering skills. This skill is improved by the following activities: role-play, debating. We previously talked about the activities and how they enhance student skills. Now we will talk about the text needed by these last ones. As a future business person or worker, students need to get to know and master writing different texts related to that domain. In this case, business, economy, and commerce. The students need to know how to produce 8 types of text, which are listed below. All the previous activities and texts are needed by the economy students and produced by their teachers in the classroom. Their ultimate goal, their main goal and objective is satisfying the students' needs to make sure of their future success. These are some models and examples of text we use in English for economics. These are some additional examples You can pause to read them in order to have better knowledge. As a conclusion, we can say and find that English became more and more important in life, in different domains, cultures, continents, and countries. It is not only dominated by one certain country, but now belongs to more than one. English as a universal language, a lingua franca as mentioned in the introduction, is needed to solve communication problems between people doing business from different countries for different purposes. English is believed to be means of effective and efficient communication, and in this case, it is English for economics. This is the last point to be dealt with. Hopefully this lesson video was useful to you in one way or another. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel to not miss any future updates and videos. Thank you. Bye.